All right, everyone, a very good afternoon to each and every one of you present over here. I wish you a very happy good afternoon, and I need more people to join into this current live stream session, right? We are making sure to provide you with top notch content every single day. So please make sure to, keep attending, keep arriving on time to the live streaming session. Make sure that, you are in the live stream group at the earliest, right? Because once it starts it keeps going on, correct? So a very good afternoon once again. I hope all of you are having a great day. I hope you all of you are having a great morning. And we have Sophia in the house. Hello, Sophia. Sophia is coming, so she's come on, Sophia, hurry it up. We need to discuss so many things and talk about, especially with our hot stocks, right? Especially with our trading opportunities that are currently, that we are seeing in the markets. They have been favorable to us, correct? So all right, I hope everyone is ready. I hope people are, either if they have missed any important item which they require, get it right now, right? We will be starting shortly. Make sure you have all your necessities next to you, right? Your pen, paper, water, tea, coffee, anything that is required to keep you focused so that you do not get up from your seat, all right? Make sure everything is ready, everything is good to go. All right, the first couple of minutes will always be based on, knowing about you, waiting and wanting more people to join into the community so that, we can have a broader perspective as to how are people doing. If they have any queries, questions, they can always come back and, revert back to me in the chat box so that we can, discuss, talk, right? I mean, isn't that the entire point of analysis, correct? We do provide you with analysis and, our outlook on what the financial markets are doing, but at the same time we need to have a reciprocation. We need to have a response from this lovely community, so that we can exchange ideas, resolve doubts, resolve queries, and so on. Before continuing, please make sure, always I need to be clear at the beginning of the live streaming session. For people who understand me properly in English, you are all good to go. But जिन लोगों को लगता है कि उनकी इंग्लिश कमज़ोर है और वो चाहते हैं कि मैं हिंदी में भी बात करूं, तो प्लीज़ आप कमेंट बॉक्स में नंबर 2, राइट, आप 2 टाइप कीजिए कमेंट बॉक्स में, ताकि मुझे पता चलेगा कि कितने लोगों को हिंदी में भी मैं ज़रूरत होगी बात करने में. सो प्लीज़, फॉर पीपल हु वांट मी टू कंटिन्यू इन इंग्लिश, कैन प्रेस 1. एंड जिनको जो चाहते हैं कि मैं हिंदी में भी बात करूं, कि मैं हिंदी में भी आपको समझा पाऊँ, तो आप प्लीज चैट बॉक्स में 2 लिखिए. ऑलराइट, so I hope we are sorted with the main thing. The reason for this particular instruction is because a lot of people, they start they start watching the live stream session, but the moment I'm talking in English and the person who are watching the live stream session, for some reason or due to their because they might not be understanding English as fluently as everyone else, so they feel that it is only going to be in English. तो मैं उन लोगों को वापस से याद दिलाना चाहता हूँ कि मैं हिंदी में भी बात करूँगा. अगर आप कमेंट बॉक्स में लिखिए कि हाँ हर्ष, प्लीज आप हिंदी में भी बात कीजिए, ठीक है? Alright, so let's get started. Come on, I hope everyone is here, everyone is ready, everyone is focused, everyone is sharp-minded, right? We need to be sharp. We need to be alert. The market is still running. There is still 1 more hour for the share market to conclude. So as all of you know, the share market concludes or closes by 3:15. By 3:15, the positions have started to, the positions of open trades, or remember, today being the 31st is the last day of the month. So a lot of expiry options are, going to occur today. So please, make sure that you are aware of all these important points which have to be taken into consideration. Whenever we have the last day of any particular month, you will always have deadlines in terms of options, in terms of certain expiry dates for futures, so on and so forth. So we are here to provide you, and with all this comes a lot of volatility. And before we continue, I wish And I want to greet everyone a very, 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 very happy Diwali. May all of you be blessed. May all of you have a wonderful evening with your loved ones and your close ones. So, wishing every one of you happy Diwali, right? Diwali, the festival of lights. A quick introduction about myself before we get started. I am Harsh, the one and only Harsh, right? When I always say when Harsh is here, there is nothing to fear, correct? So I'm having 8 years of experience trading the financial markets. I mainly focus on trading forex, correct? The foreign exchange products, as well as I trade gold, silver, platinum, other kind of commodities, right? As well as US based indices such as the Dow Jones 30, the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100. We also look into the English share market as well as the individual Indian stocks. I am more of a technical trader who has a major background in technical analysis pertaining to supply demand, trend flow analysis, swing direction, and the list goes on and on and on. Sophia is writing, indeed, the sector rotation is occurring in the stock market. That is correct, Sophia. Certain sectors which have been overperforming have been overvalued. So now the correction phase is being carried out. At the same time, when certain sectors are underperforming but have potential in the future, those sectors have started to revive and are having bullish sentiment. So the markets are shifting, the sectors are being rotated. So you are very well correct, Sophia. That is a good point to talk about. Now, hope we all have been aware of the main reason why we are having these live streaming sessions, right? These streaming sessions are not just for Harsh, to talk about. We at Dolphin Markets are trying our best to provide you with the best tools and services and education, right? Tools in terms of analysis, trading opportunities in terms of hot stocks for you to make money, for you to check out our credibility, our performance in the Indian share market, as well as we provide you with trading education pertaining to technical analysis, right? And that is where I specialize in. So we have these three live streaming sessions happening every working day, all the way from Monday till Friday, right? So please make sure to be a part of these live streaming sessions. Please make it a habit to attend the live streaming session all the way from the beginning till the end, right? Because you never know. In the first two live streaming sessions, like the one right now and the one that happened in the morning, the market is running. So we are looking for opportunities, and that is exactly what we are trying to showcase your potential by analyzing and checking out for trading opportunity. Because if we can provide you with trading opportunities, you can make money, correct? Sophia is writing, the technology sector showed a strong trend today in the stock market. Yes, the IT, the information technology sector has been quite, bearish, right? With a lot of companies having a bearish outlook, and with the onset of the US elections, which are going to come in, next week, again, a lot of uncertainty apparently based on the latest polls. I read across in Washington Post, right? So they were saying that Trump is leading by 1 or 2%, and with Trump getting more attention, you understand, right? It's going to have an inverse effect on the Indian share market, especially the IT sector. So we would be talking a lot about it. But this current focus of our live analysis, of our live streaming sessions, are basically for you to showcase our credibility. Remember, our entire credibility lies in showcasing based on providing you real time trade opportunities, right? Trading opportunities that we provide you on a real time basis. And we have been quite consistent all the way from mid of September onwards, right? So today being the end of October, it almost has come on to become 1.5 months in terms of duration. So as you can see, with a profitability of 97, we are trying to showcase our potential, that we have performed quite significantly well compared to any other financial instrument or any other broker out there. So please understand the power or the significant amount of benefits that we are able to provide to you, correct? Let's look at what the markets are showing. Remember, we have our own watch list in terms of hot stocks that are currently running. Some These are the ones that have been squared off. These are the trades that have been closed and have generated a profitability of 97%. But at the same time, we do have a couple of trades which are running, and we would be focusing on understanding or and analyzing how the markets are functioning, how the individual stocks mentioned over here are performing, how is it affecting the market, how is the sector being affected, what are the upgradations or degradations in the sector and the economy, and so on and so forth. So I hope everyone is ready. I hope it is good time to start. I hope people are paying, are giving a good amount of, attention. Remember, we always mention the word pay attention, right? We need to pay, as in, when you pay someone something, you are obligated to, put attention into it. That is why we do it. That's the entire reason why we say pay attention. All right. This trade, particularly Hindalco, right, based on the energy mineral sector, right, overall has been in a bearish trend. But since we had provided you with additional trade entries at around 192, they have been doing significantly well, correct? Almost a movement of around 8.4% appreciation from the time it created a low. So people who have followed our strategies, who are listening to Harsh, listening to what he's talking, trying to connect the dots, and trying to generate a consensus in terms of taking a decision that yes, Harsh has mentioned about this company, Harsh has talked about the benefits of that company, Harsh is talking about where exactly it is currently in terms of technical analysis based on swing flow, swing analysis, where prices entered, and the potential for price to correct. So there are so many factors that I keep talking. Everyone will understand and will be able to resonate with some factors, and then we connect the dots, and that's how we provide you. Sophia is asking, is there any news behind today's strength in the Indian economy? Sophia, we would be looking into it, but quickly, let me show you. Give me a minute. In terms of sector analysis, please be aware that when we talk about sector analysis, the software and the IT sector, the technology, right, the information and technology sector, remember IT stands for information technology, right? So the information and technology sector has not been doing well. I hope people are able to understand. Electrical is another company. I mean, I hope you're not able to confuse between the two. Electrical companies are different. Electrical companies are based in the manufacture of electrical products. IT companies are based on information, providing information services related to internet and you know the world wide web and so on. So I hope you are able to understand and be clear that the sectors are different. When you are mentioning technology sector, technology is IT sector, information technology. But if you're talking about strength, I mean, based on what I comment I'm reading, I guess you are talking more about the electrical sector. But nonetheless, first let's focus exactly on what we have to start with. All right. So please look at trading view. I hope everyone can see these trades have been running. I hope for people who have taken the trades, good for them, right? For people who are not doing anything, I'm sorry, but I cannot, tell you more. You have to take action, right? And we will make sure to provide you with our services to make sure that we are doing well. So Sophia, please mention it correctly. Are you talking about the information technology sector, or are you talking about the electrical sector? They are two separate sectors, correct? Now coming to certain trade ideas that we had showcased in terms of averaging positions, right? We had informed about Muthoot Finance, and again Muthoot Finance had gapped up quite significantly with almost at around 2.8%, right? Yes, the prices have been bearish since then, but once price showcases a strength by gapping up, once the market opens, that shows quite good amount of significance, and we would even be connecting the dots as to how the sector is performing, because today the banking and the IT, the financial service sector has been neutral, right? An overall neutral sentiment, correct? We talked about RBL Bank was doing pretty well. The bank, the charts are going to do right what they have to do. Trading is all about probability. We try to enter at the best prices possible and let prices decide. What has to happen, because again, Price does not move in one single direction, and price is influenced by a lot of factors: macroeconomic, microeconomic. So there are a lot of factors that are taken into consideration for prices to move, correct? So we had provided you with an entry at around 167 area. Prices right now from the bottom of the turn till where prices have reached was almost at around 10.42. Remember, when such movements take place, a 10.42 appreciation in price. So for people who are entering at 10% or 15%, are hitting those strong values, correct, of ROIs. RBL Bank moving in the direction. IP rings is the other one that we had mentioned, where price is currently sitting. Evantel is slowly encroaching into our area, right? For people who had taken a trade on Evantel, I hope people understand that yes, the bullish sentiment has again revived. The price for people who had entered around 165, I'm pretty sure people should be aware that we had provided you with this trading opportunity all the way back to 24th of October. I hope people can see my screen, correct? So on 24th of October is when Evantel was provided, and for people who had entered when we had disclosed where to enter, right? 165 to 170. I hope people can see my screen, correct? That is the time for people. Remember, when a trading opportunity arises, we let you know at the earliest. But if you are going to show some kinds of laziness and not be attentive in taking trades, the prices sometimes they rush, they fly. So for people, if they had entered at around 165 area, the prices have already hit their 5% target. So people would be sitting at 5% target, right? So again, Sophia is writing, is there any news behind today's strength in the technology sector? Technology sector, as in the information technology sector, it is not strengthening, it is, tanking, it is deteriorating. So we had talked a lot about it with the onset of the US elections, as well as some of the main companies listed on the Nifty IT index. They have been plunging down by almost 5%. We will look into it more, right? Let's cover up first our entire watch list, and then we will start to understand the sector as to what is happening. So for people who have taken trades on this, are currently sitting right at almost around 4.5%. The price has appreciated. So please make sure, as and how the price is coming to your 5% target, we will make sure to inform you, and we will also provide you and our assistants will be glad to help you out in reminding you for closing your trades at 5% target. We also talked about Poonawalla FinCorp. I mean, a very fantastic opportunity where prices had shot quite away from the moving average. Though the banking and the information, the financial service sectors were doing quite phenomenal, but due to internal management issues at Poonawalla, there was a strong fall in price. But nonetheless, since the company does have strong balance sheets and cash flows, there had been a revival in price, right, back to the moving average. Now, as Sophia has been talking about, sectors, let me quickly go and showcase the sectors that have been performing. So, Sophia, I need to make sure that you are on the same page as what I am understanding. Is there any news behind today's strength in the technology sector? Strength in the technology sector. Remember, software and IT services, information technology sectors are currently on a deficit. So they are showing negative value. Let's check it out from a heat map point of perspective, right? 1 second. Sector analysis, you're talking about technology. Remember, electricals is not technology. Information technology is the sector that we has been not performing well at 2.31 deficit, right? Let me open the map and let me show you the heat map, right? These ads, so many ads keep coming, and sometimes it does get annoying. Anyways, so looking at the heat map, the IT, the software, and the IT service industries, correct, are facing a backlash at a negative 2.31%, right? Today, the financial sector is experiencing a correction. As you can see, let us find out where financial sector is. Financial sector is has been more or less at a neutral sentiment, right? So overall, with all the companies, let's have a look at what the finance sector holds for us. The finance sector. Let me type it out and talk 1 second. Sometimes these ads create so much of issues. Anyways, finance sector has been more often neutral, right? I hope people are able to understand the finance sector overall, with some of the companies performing absolutely well, some of the companies underperforming. Remember, as an index, we are talking, right? The sector also includes, is viewed from an the sector and the index comparatively. They provide you the same amount of information in terms of what is the overall consensus of a particular segment, right, a particular sector. So definitely yes, in terms of certain companies performing well, and some other companies performing well, but the general consensus that we are looking forward to, it's right now sitting at a neutral bias, right? Let me just open again the heat chart to showcase a neutral bias of around 0.53%. We will try to look at the charts and try to analyze and understand how we are trying to connect the dots. I hope people are able to understand. Make sure, for people who have any kind of queries, any kind of questions, can always comment down in the chat box. Is there any trade that you want to look? Are you making good money in the financial markets? Do you, how can we help you in providing you with more information, with more trading opportunities that can make you more money, correct? Make the chat box as interactive as possible so we can cover more topics. Our main purpose over here is to communicate with you, to provide you with value, to provide you with information that can help you make money in the Indian financial markets. And we at Dolphin Markets are, just entering into the Indian financial market. So if we can perform such significant, if we can perform such significantly, right, we can give you such strong results. When it comes to such kind of profitability, we want to showcase that if we can do such good in the Indian share market, we can do much, much better in the international, the forex and the gold markets. I hope people are getting it clear, right? And that is exactly what we at Dolphin Markets provide you. We provide you with a platform, a trading brokerage platform, you providing you services on the trading brokerage platform, and making you, providing you with more information to make you more money, right? Quickly, as you can see, this is the current overall heat map of the different forms of sectors, correct? Some of the sectors right now at the current peak have been electricals and diamond and jewelry, right? But the IT sector, I'm again re-emphasizing that the next week is going to be very volatile, and the IT sector is largely dependent on US elections, not on US elections, but the US economy. So with the US elections, you have fluctuations in the US economy, and with fluctuations in the US economy, it's going to have a ripple effect on the IT sector. A huge chunk of the revenue that is generated in the Indian IT sector, the Indian information technology sector, is basically due to the consumption of the American customers, correct? So with a lot of certain uncertainty, whether Mrs. Kamala Harris will win, whether Mr. Donald Trump will win, with that uncertainty in mind, and with a couple of the companies which are not doing quite well in the IT sector, right? We talked about a couple of them who are almost sitting at -5 to -6% depreciation in value. So overall, that is adding to the to the downfall. Medic for Equinus, we had talked about Equinus, with all these companies almost hitting at -5, -5, -5.36. So there is huge bearish sentiment on the index, on the IT index as well. Please make sure to connect as many dots as possible. We had even talked about the main, you know, our main focus for today has been, making you aware that we are, give me a minute, we are providing you with trading opportunities. We have provided you with entries, and this has been the topic of today. As most of you are aware that we have, been able to achieve a 97 profitability with the current trading strategy on BBOX. Remember, we're talking about black box. Now people are like, what is black box? So you can see on the right hand side, black box is a technology services provider, right? It comes under the IT sector, and this particular black box company, we had provided you with trading, with a hot stock idea on, let me check the date when this was given. So BBOX, right? BBOX was provided to you on 17th of October. So on 17th of October, we had given you an entry price of 475 to 480 with our targets being around 499. So let us see how the prices are reacting to it on TradingView. All right. With our entry at around 475, 480, and with our targets being at around 499. So let me just mark the 5% target level. So 499. 499 price has come quite close to it. All right. So I hope people are able to understand. Sophia is writing, I already took profits and exited this stock a long time ago. This has generated profits, but for people who haven't seen or who haven't entered, we are just trying to connect the dots and showcase you the strength of this particular hot stock strategy, because you have to understand, people are listening, people are being skeptical, people are not taking action, and sometimes people take action quite lately. The reason for, for showcasing this is that sometimes people either, yes, this was provided on 17 and had already hit the 5% target, but in terms of the price movement and people who are like, maybe we were expected to enter here price, but we waited. Now prices are coming down, and now they're like, we might be entering. Remember, we are trying to provide you with hot stocks, but I'm pretty much sure, because I have also been in your shoe as well, and I completely understand that, sometimes we are a little skeptical, or we are a little hesitant to take trades. For people who have entered around those structures as well, or who have entered late, or who are, trying, I get it, Sophia, you have booked the profits, and that is good. I'm telling for people who have not done that, correct? Or for people who have entered quite late, when we provide you with a hot stock on a particular date, it is very crucial for you to take the trade at that time itself. Many people, they come across and they ask, but Harsh, we were not too sure, or we were hesitant, or we are still trying to understand your service, and the services that you are providing. For people who have entered late, or who have, not closed targets, prices have already started to move again back in favor. From the entry price, where price is right now, price has already moved at around, 4.3% price appreciation. Yes, Sophia, your target is hit. I know, but that is good for you. But not everyone is, opening and closing trades at the times that we are mentioning. For that area being around 499, right? So plus minus this area, you can see that prices have been appreciating in value. And again, let me type it out again. For people who have entered late, make sure to exit at 5%. All right, so 5% is nothing but 499. price area. So for people who have entered late, who are not paying attention, remember, we try to provide you. We also make sure, remember, when you're following our hot stock list, right? That is the time, keep an eye on everything and make sure to take the steps, take action on that particular day itself. Don't wait for the next days to come in and then decide. So if you're writing about Evantel, Evantel for people, again, keep an eye on Evantel as well. This is an electronic technology. Remember, now there are two separate sectors. One is the electronic technology, one is the information technology. Electronic technology is, it comes under the electrical sector. Information technology is a completely different sector, right? I hope people are understanding. Now, looking at this particular company, which is basically based on, the electronic technology sector. So, if you're right, it has generated a 2% profit. So, yes, prices are appreciating. Remember, for this particular trade that we had showcased on Evantel, I hope people can see, right? Evantel was showcased on, one second. Evantel was provided to you on 24th. All right, I hope people can see it. Evantel was provided to you on 24th of October, right, around 6 days back. So with a price range between 165 170. For people who are entering early, they would be already sitting at a 5% appreciation. But nonetheless, looking at the trade, the prices are still coming to that area of interest. For people who had entered, have already been able to make a profit of 5%. I remember, Sophia, you had entered a little late to the market, but nonetheless, the price is generating a profit, a current profit of around 2%. And we do expect it to go and hit our 5% target area, right? If it hits the 5% target area, I'm pretty much sure that people who are looking at the screen, the 97 profitability will shift to, you get it, 102% profitability. And that is exactly, you can read today's description or the title of today's live streaming session. Well, whether it's BBOX, remember, it's the telecom sector. For people who have not exited on BBOX, please make sure to do so. And for people who are following right now, the focus is right now on Evantel. Please make sure that you are aware. We will make sure, as and how the market comes to the 5% target area, we want to notify you that yes, prices have come. Our team of assistants will make sure to remind you to close the trades. Remember, either you can put a fixed target at 5% based on your entry level, or you can, that would be the best, because whether the market hits the target during when the live streaming session is not happening, and at that instance the price achieves 5% target, then if you have already put in the target, then you're good. But if it goes again, something like this, when it hits the 5% and falls down again, then people would be like, Harsh, but you did not inform us. And that is why I'm keep on repeating that you have to put fixed targets so that you can quickly, our entire PPT, as you can see, has been based on making consistent, right? Sometimes we have made 6, sometimes we have made 2, sometimes we have made 5. On other good days, we have made even 10 and 8. But the average consensus comes to around 5. So I hope people are able to understand. We want to make, profits consistently and as, regularly as possible. So that is the entire crux of, keeping an eye on Evantel. So thank you, Sophia, for letting me know about this particular trade. We have so many trades running and the markets are dynamic. They keep, moving up and down. So sometimes, there are huge or quick fluctuations in price, correct? So please make sure. The IT sector is not performing quite well, but the telecommunication sectors, the electrical electrical technology sector is performing quite well, right? And so Evantel being one of the companies listed on the electrical sector, as we had showcased you, right, in terms of in terms of the heat map, the electricals right now are sitting at a 2.81 price appreciation, right? So people, please understand, there are two different sectors. the electrical technology sector, which is currently in a having a bullish sentiment. On the other hand, it is the IT, software and IT sector, right? The information technology sector, which is having a bullish sentiment. Hope people are able to understand. Hope people are able to get a clear understanding of, all right, how the stocks are doing. Let us even quickly analyze. Yes, the trade is running, but we still do need to understand the uh, to look out on the fundamentals of how the company is. Let us quickly analyze that too. So Avantil, right? Avantil Technologies. So as you can see, it is engaged. One second. Yes. So as we can see, we have opened, the price chart of Avantil with all the fundamental data on the screen. This particular company is engaged in the business of manufacturing telecom products. All right. So it offers wireless, satellite communication products, software solutions, and services. Right now, based on its performance, it's doing quite well, right? As you could also see from the charts, there is that strong bullish movement that is taking place. So that also coincides with what we are seeing, based from a fundamental point of view. Valuation seems high, growth is average, profitability is quite high. That is a good point, and there are no red flags, no internal disputes, no court hearings, no unwanted, cases going against the company or the management. Correct. Some key metrics to look out is PE, price to earnings ratio, is at 70, quite high compared to the overall sector, which is just at 34. This is quite high. The price to book ratio is at 25, and the sector is at 19. Again, it's on the higher side. It gives a dividend yield of around 0.12%. Looking at the financials quickly, in terms of revenue that they are generating, they have been quite, they have been appreciating in value. So the sorry, in terms of revenue that has been accumulated, yes, the values have been showing appreciation values, right? The numbers are rising, correct? Even in terms of income, before, what do you call, profit made before earning, income tax and depreciation and amortization for that, even in terms of the earnings that have been made, right, they are also appreciating in value, correct? Overall net income, any company that needs, that is analyzed from a fundamental perspective, the crux remains the same. Is the company performing better? Has the company performed better than the previous years? Correct. That is exactly what we are trying to see. Even in terms of earnings per share, right, the values have been appreciating, right, from 1.1 all the way in 2023 to 2.42, right, currently as of now. In terms of sheet balance sheets, making sure that yes, are their assets growing? Remember, it is an electronic, it comes under the electronic technology sector, correct? So we need to make sure that yes, they are able to generate, they have more assets, incoming. So the assets have been rising. In terms of liabilities, the liabilities are also kind of appreciating. That is fine. Till the time the assets are more compared to its liabilities, the company is in a very good position, correct? Overall, in terms of cash flow, in terms of money that is incoming compared to the previous year, which was at 0.28, this year, current year of 2024, has been at an appreciation of 0.86. So yes, there has been an influx, there has been a rise in terms of cash flow as well as free cash flow, right? How much free capital does the company have in order to carry out its day-to-day operations, and not have any kind of setbacks when it comes to its operations, in terms of paying or carrying out financial transactions. So that has also appreciated compared to the last 2 years. So that is also quite significant. Connecting these fundamentals back to how it looks on the chart, and the prices are appreciating, I think people can get a good understanding. When people always ask me, like, Harsh, are you Do you look only at fundamentals or technicals? First of all, I am a technical trader, right? So my majority focus always lies in technicals because we are looking for opportunities on a daily basis, right? Fundamental analysis is not going to help us at looking at values on a daily basis. Yes, for people who want to understand the company, who want to understand which sector it is, falling into, and to understand the overall bias, as in how is it compared to its competitors. Fundamental analysis is the best to get an entire information. But with the regular price movements, right, and with us trying to make money consistently, we do look at fundamentals, but we focus majorly on technicals, right? Because entire Adlin price is king, correct? As per technical analysts, that we always make sure to say this particular quote, and that is price is king, correct? Because price takes into consideration everything. How are the how are the bank statements, financial statements performing? What are the current cash flow? Taking place, how overall the company is performing as a whole. That is exactly because you can clearly see currently it's 252, the markets are still open, the prices are fluctuating. So people are buying. I hope people can see that people are buying. Company has bullish sentiment. We had provided you with a trading opportunity for this particular trade at around 165 to 170. So for people who have entered are making, right? I mean, Sophia, think about it. Even sitting at a 2% profit, right? A 2% profit in in a week, right? There are people out there who make just 5% in 1 year. When you look at 2% profit in 1 week, yes, it might sound less, but see the potential that we are trying to prove to you, right? Sophia is right. It's almost time to take profit, but not quite there yet. Yes, Sophia, there is always that tendency for price to, go quickly when we want it to go, right? I mean, tell me about it. I'm pretty sure that none of us over here would want to lose money, right, in the financial markets. I'm like, come on, tell me about it. How many people enter the financial markets to lose money? No one, right? Zero. So the same thing, when we take a trade, we expect, that particular trade to run to target, correct? But the markets will take their time. The markets have to consider so many factors in terms of economic sentiments, in terms of the overall sentiment, as in terms of politics, relationship with countries of that particular sector. There are so many factors to look into consideration, but nonetheless still the prices are appreciating for this particular stock, and we do expect to make money, right? So keep an eye on it. Remember, our 5% target is an area. For people who have entered at 165, the target has already been achieved, right? For people who have entered around, maybe the price we had provided you was between 165 and 170. So people, for some reason, if you have entered a little late, maybe around 170, the 5% target is going to be at around 178.5. So yes, there is still room for it to go, but I do expect prices to rally a little more, and hopefully we are able to make, we are sitting at 97. Even if we are able to make today 3% profit, we can touch 100% profitability. I mean, from a two-digit profitability, we are able to hit a three-digit profitability, right? From 97 profitability, we are able to attain. So hopefully, fingers crossed. I mean, let's see, and let's hope that this trade can give us that particular target that we are looking for. I hope people are able to understand. I hope people are able to get an entire gist. Remember, the main reason why we are having these live streaming sessions for you beautiful people, it's to showcase our potential in providing you with hot stock opportunities, trading opportunities that can make you money. We are here every day, right, from Monday to Friday. So every day we come across, sitting over here, I make sure to provide you with information, analysis, trading opportunities, and we try to showcase that every day by coming to this live streaming session, people can make money. And that is our entire motive, to showcase that if we can perform so well in the markets, in the Indian share market, we can perform much more significantly in the international markets, the forex and the gold markets, correct? I hope none of you are sleeping. I hope people are awake. All right. Remember, normally the time that occurs after people have their lunch, generally people feel drowsy, people feel lazy, people feel sleepy. But nonetheless, keep an eye on these trades. These trades are making you money, correct? So keep an eye on them. So I hope people have understood in terms of the trades ideas that we have been providing you trade ideas, and we have been making certain improvisations on trades, correct? For the way they move. So for people who are capitalizing on the movement, remember, even for a trade like RBL that was provided, the prices from the place we had provided you, that entry area, it is never a line, it is always going to be an area. The movement of price has been approximately around 9%. So people understand, the power that we are trying to bring to the table. If you can see such movements, there is potential to make money in the markets, right? And we are even showcasing that power, that credibility, right, in terms of providing you with hot stock opportunities. So make sure you keep an eye on this, right? Evantil, don't worry, Sophia. I hope Evantil should go and hit target, right? Yes, it is becoming a little slow, but nonetheless, we can expect it to continue higher. Now, in terms of, I hope people have understood how the companies are performing on our current portfolio, which are basically hot stocks that we are providing to you, right? So certain hot stocks that have been squared off, all right, that have been able to generate a profitability of 97. On the other hand, certain trade ideas that are still running. Now, the only way that we can, mitigate our risk on these trades are by three things only, right? By patience, either by waiting indefinitely, by waiting for long periods of time and letting price come back to entry area or make money, or by second, taking additional positions so that we can, lower our average price and make better returns, right? And third, for people who are like, but Harsh, the stock market is too, slow, or it is right now not having the best sentiment, right? There is still bearish sentiment in the market. Still a lot of FIIs, pulling out funds from the Indian economy. We keep talking about this because these are the current reasons, correct? These are the current reasons why prices are behaving. When still the FIIs are still, pulling out decent amount of funds, right? When there is still a huge, outflow of foreign investment capitals outside the Indian economy, right? Rather than pumping in, they're taking out the funds. So overall, they do have, severe implications on the economy, on the index as well. So it is always like a trickle down effect. If it's the individual, it's if the index falls, there are certain the majority of the sectors which are not performing well. If the majority of the sectors are not performing well, that implies that the majority of the companies in that particular sector are not performing well. And if majority of the companies in that particular sector are not performing well, then that showcases that yes, now uncertainty has arisen. Now people are being skeptic, and this is not the right thing. So for people who are like, but Harsh, there are so many issues in the stock market. How else can we make money? And that is where we tell you that not just the stock market, but there are other markets which have more benefits, more advantages, right? We talked about forex, we talked about gold, we talked about how many markets out there who are which have better leverages. You can go long short. There is no issues for you to take. You can hold trades for long. Indian markets are such that they do not allow you to take shorts and hold them. So there are so many disadvantages. So that is the reason we are trying to showcase that if with the Indian share market we are able to provide you a 97 profitability over a span of 1.5 months, with around 27 trades. So it's not one or two. We have taken a large sample size, almost around 27 stocks, and that's how we are talking about. So it has been, based on risk management. So please understand that yes, we do want to showcase our skills. We want to showcase you that our credibility in the Indian share market, but our main motive is for you to make more better results in the forex markets, right? Forex markets where you do not have problems of leverage, you do not have problems of holding markets, you do not have, remember, with looking at the overall general consensus of even how the index, right, the Indian economy's index, we're talking about the Nifty, still has been bearish, especially with today's day itself has been quite bearish as well. So still skepticism going on, right? The FIIs are plugging out their sorry, the FIIs are still intent on taking out capital with all the geopolitical unrest that is currently going in the markets, right? With all the war zones that are being affected by so much of uncertainty. When in an economy, when prices are falling down, people are still making money on other markets, and we keep emphasizing on this. That is exactly what we are trying to showcase, where gold comes into picture. You can you have so much of advantage in the other markets, where you can make or capitalize more. Compare the two. We are talking about Nifty as an index, right? Yes, see how bearish it is. So people are still skeptical. We did expect it to show some bullishness coming in, but still uncertainty going on. I might have an opinion about something happening. And remember, the reason we talk more about Nifty and Sensex is not to trade on Nifty or Sensex, but to understand the entire sentiment of the Indian economy. The Nifty has the top 50 companies, right, listed on the National Stock Exchange. So if the top 50 companies as a whole are not performing well, that showcases that the economy right now is in a correction phase, correct? The entire movement from top to bottom has been almost at around 8%, right? 7.9 to 8%. So people are getting more, skeptical. In terms, there was a good web page that I'd come across, and I think it's this one only, ticker tape. If you go back to the main, to their homepage, right, you can see the market is in the extreme fear zone. So the market mood right now, the market mood is basically the index, right? Like how people are, either people are extremely fearful or people are extremely greedy, right? So right now the the factor that people are taking into consideration is fear, and not just fear, it is extreme fear. So people are still, there is a lot of uncertainty going on, and that is exactly what we are trying to showcase, that if the index, the Nifty, right, is taking a toll, even after the Nifty, even after the economy still not or underperforming, the Indian economy's indexes are underperforming. Even after that, if we are able to provide you with a 97 profitability, understand the power that we bring to you, right? And if the index is performing bad, but like we said, the other markets are doing so well, the gold markets are shooting at an all-time high. So why you would want to miss opportunities on missing out on such beautiful trade ideas, right? Trading ideas, remember, whether you make it on the Indian share market or whether you make it in the forex market, at the end people are looking at what? People are interested to make more money, correct? We are providing you with that entire bouquet of opportunities, bouquet as in collection of opportunities. Opportunities in the Indian share market, opportunities in the forex market, opportunities in the gold and CFD markets, right? Remember, these are very vital stats for me to talk upon. We did talk about, entirely in terms of what trades we are running, had certain improvisations had to be made in the trade. We keep updating you, right? The moment price is coming to the 5% target for our hot stocks running, that all is being done to showcase you the potential that, wow, Harsh, you and dolphin markets are being so generous to us in terms of providing us with information, providing us with opportunities to make money. And to them, I say that thank you so much. But if you are doing, if we can provide you better opportunities in the forex and the gold markets, who is going to be happier? You or me? I guess we both are going to be happier, right? I mean, so understand, we want to showcase our skills, and we also want to make you or get make you aware that other markets which have less restrictions, which do not require too much of capital also to enter the markets, with less restrictions you get more flexibility. I keep reiterating all the time, the market, the Indian market, right? The Indian share market is open, the timings, right, are basically what, from 9:15 a.m. to 3:30, right? Overall, this is when the market starts and this is when the market closes. So it is only a matter of, you get only a duration of 6 hours, right? Now, during this duration of approximately 6 hours, most of the people out here are working, They're like, Harsh, even to watch your live streaming sessions, we need to be, we need to work and watch your live streaming sessions together. So we are very busy. Sometimes we don't get time to watch. Sometimes the best trading opportunities arise, but we are not able to take trades because we are working, we are busy with other commitments. To them, I say that if the English share market timings are during the time you are working, you need to understand that you need to look at the markets such as the FX and the gold markets, because it is those markets which are going to give you more opportunities, which are going to give you more opportunities and more trading opportunities, as well as the flexibility of time. If a market such as the English share market is only open from 9:15 to 3:30 p.m. for 5 days a week from Monday to Friday, when you get better benefits on the forex and gold markets, right, which are open 24 by 5, 24 by 5 meaning all the way in the morning till again back to midnight. So you can trade after you finish your work, or you can trade if your work is in the evenings or afternoons, you can trade before work. So you get the point. That is the power that the FX and gold markets get. We talked about even leverage, right? Average leverage in the Indian market is how much? And that too, it's only 1 is to 5. Leverage is just 1 is to 5, and for people that too, it's only intraday, right? So people are saying, but yeah, that is also a very big nuisance for people who are trying to trade the Indian share market. We tell you that look at what the FX markets are showing. You get a leverage of 1 is to 100, right? When you get a leverage of 1 is to 100 compared to a meager or a very less 1 is to 5, that too for people only who are trading during the day. Remember, when we provide you with hot stocks, correct? We are providing you with hot stocks which are even running, right? Certain trades have been running all the way from maybe 18th or 15th of October, or 24th of October. They have been running for days. So how can you hold? How can you capitalize on leverage? You cannot capitalize on leverage, because even in the Indian share market, you can only trade, or you can only benefit from leverage for that day. If you are trying to hold a trade to the next day, your leverage is cancelled. I had explained this quite significantly, because leverage is only 1 is to 5, and that too intraday. The moment you try to hold it to the next day, your leverage falls down back to 1 is to 1. So people, even if you're making money for that day, if you're trying to hold and make money for the next day, your leverage will fall. So you have to be careful about these terms. While on the other hand, when you have such strong leverages of 1 is to 100, you have the flexibility of timings from Monday to Friday for 24 hours for 5 days. No intraday, like 1 is to leverage, 1 is to 100 leverages is applicable throughout the day. It's not like it's only applicable only for one day. Whether you take a trade today, and you hold it for tomorrow, whether it is long or short, whether you are buying or selling, you have so many benefits. And looking at the current market conditions, remember, a lot of geopolitical uncertainty is going on with the gold being a safe haven. It's very crucial to understand that when people looking at the Nifty, yes, currently being bearish, so there is a lot of fear. We showed it to you how the mood is currently of the Indian economy, right? Extremely fearful happens when there is skepticism, when people are not sure what does the economy hold in the short term, right? Eventually it will pick up, but when will it pick up? How deep the correction will be is not in our control, correct? So that is the reason we are, for our enlightening you with, other better opportunities, right? Rather than looking at the English share market, we can look at the FX and gold markets, right? I mean, if you look at the US dollar, though we are looking at the US dollar, give me a minute. I mean, if you look at the dollar index, look at the way the prices have been appreciating. So in terms of showcasing, like we have gold markets, we have forex pairs, which are doing quite well. The forex pairs also get along with them a lot of fluctuation, right? Let me show you a pair like the dollar CAD. So the US dollar against the Canadian dollar, right? So such pairs, when there are strong movements of price, there are strong movements down, and there are strong movements up, right? So what I'm trying to say is you can take long positions as well as short position. So you can benefit from both the movements, right? You can benefit from price, whether price is going up or whether price is going down. Unlike shares, when we are looking at shares, our hot stock ideas that we are trying to provide you, right? Such as Hind oil, you can't be making money on Indian share market. I'm not talking about futures or options. I'm just talking about the Indian share market, right? You cannot short the shares and hold, right? How can you sell something if you do not have it in the first place? So I hope people are able to understand the correct. Majority of the times you can only go long, right? If you want to hold trades, you have to go long, and that too, if you're going long, your leverage reduces, right? So there are so many restrictions in place. So that is the reason when we are looking at trades, but nonetheless we always want to make sure that we are able to provide you with trading opportunities in both the markets. Right now our main focus is the English share market, because a lot of you beautiful people are from India, right? So most of you might not be aware or might not be completely comfortable when we talk about the forex market, because we live in India, and we know only about the Indian share market. And that is the reason we keep talking about this again and again, because yes, we want to focus on the Indian share market to generate your trust, right? And we are doing quite significant, right? Our the numbers do not lie, correct? And if numbers do not lie, numbers can never lie. And when we do our complete analysis, for people who are like Harsh, can we have a copy of this Excel sheet? Can we have a copy? And to them I'm saying yes, you can, but you would just have to get back to my assistants, and they would provide you with all the necessary details, right? Please make sure to get a good understanding of what we provide. We do analyze the Indian share market, and we are doing quite well, I hope, in terms of showcasing our performance, right? Yes, the markets sometimes go up, the markets go down, but eventually, please understand, the markets will do what they have to do. We have to be, we have to take decisions which benefit us, correct? I hope, Sophia, the market is, willing to hit our minimum 3%, so that we can at least come to the three-digit profitability, right? 100% profitability. I'm like, it's as good as saying if you had invested, with 10,000 rupees, you are sitting at 20,000 rupees overall. If you had, invested in these trading ideas at 1 lakh, you would be sitting at 2 lakh rupees, correct? And if you had invested in these hot stock ideas at 1 crore, you would be sitting at 2 crores, overall. So 100% profitability, double of what you invested. That is marvelous, correct? The price is still moving. Yes, right now it's slowly, encroaching towards the 3% profit target area. Hopefully, if it does, it does. If it does not do, today will be the end of the month. Like I said, with today being the end of the month, there is going to be a lot of fluctuations, a lot of expiry dates on other financial products like the options and the futures. Since today being Friday, the end of the month, sorry, today being Thursday, but since it is the end of the month, we still do, have a lot to take into consideration. Plus, with the elections coming next week, so many things are happening, right? So please make sure to be attentive. We always want to provide you with the best possible information, and based on that possible on that on that information that is beneficial to you, you can take a call for yourself and understand that yes, there is no other broker who is providing such value at zero cost. I mean, the value we are providing is top notch, but we are providing it to you at zero cost. Like, I mean, there is no other company out there who's doing so well, and who is confident enough to showcase potential of such strong profitability. So I hope people are able to understand, right? Let me give you a quick recap as to what has been entirely been discussed. Remember, the markets are fluctuating. The markets will be doing what they have to do, right? You and me can only make sure to take as good trades, with trades which are matching both from a fundamental aspect point of view and from a technical analysis aspect of view. So we want to make sure that we combine the two, and we give you a good gist of what is happening in the market, how are our current trades running, because at the end you are bothered about not what Harsh is talking, but what money the stock market is able to make for you, correct? And that is what we are here for, to see every day. Come, every day be a part of this live streaming session. See how our trades are running, see the potential it brings you, see the value it adds to your life, correct? So a quick recap of today's session. We talked about how the overall sectors have been performing, right? So you can currently see that the entire mood is still on the fearish, on is extremely fearful, right? In terms of the overall, in terms of the overall heat map, give me a minute. 1 minute. The overall heat map has been showcasing that in terms of sector analysis, right? Electricals have been doing quite well. The IT, remember, electricals as in the telecommunications, right? Telecommunication sector. Technology sector has been doing quite well. Telecommunications, electronic telecommunications technology sector, right? So there's a difference between the IT sector and the technology sector. The IT sector has been taking a hit, right? But the telecommunication sector, the technology sector has been doing quite significant, with certain bank companies doing extraordinarily well. We did try to understand in terms of what our current trade ideas which have been given to you are been performing. We need to make sure that they are given priority, because since we have provided you with those trading opportunities, we want to keep analyzing it and keep updating you as per what kind of movements are taking place in the market. I hope people are able to understand, right? So markets are moving in a direction. For people who are following our steps, are doing quite well. I pretty much hope so, right? Like in terms of Hind oil, a trade idea was given at 192. Price has already appreciated by almost 9.6%, almost 10%. That is insane, correct? We looked at Muthoot Finance and RBL Bank as to how they had gapped up. We had covered this in the first live streaming session, but nonetheless, the prices are still moving in our favor. Even for RBL Bank, the prices were quite bullish in the mornings. Yes, for now, since the market is coming to a closure, and with today being the end of the expiry date of many financial products, right? Being the end of the month, I think it makes sure it covers up the month end, right? So that is why we have these kind of movements taking place. Remember, always when the market initiates in the morning and once the market concludes in the afternoon, prices are going to be fluctuated. Prices are going to be affected by economic, sentiment, macroeconomic on the bigger level as well as the microeconomic. We did talk about Evantil for people who are on this trade. I pretty much hope so. And we will provide you. Remember, the target areas have already been provided. For people who had entered at 165 have already made 5%. But for people like Sophia who had entered, I guess, at around 168 or 172, nonetheless, for people who had entered late, we are still looking at price appreciation of till 178. So the entire orange box is the area of interest where you can place your targets. Price is encroaching that area. Whoever is making good profits, please make sure to close your trades, right? Remember, the markets are going to close in the next 10 minutes. So make sure that everything is taken into consideration. Uh, how the markets are performing, how this current stock is performing, and take a call, right? And today being 31st, being the month end, a lot of futures and options, are expiring today. So that is the reason, right? For certain trades which are having bearishness as well, correct? So Avantel is the trade which is encroaching and is going to be responsible for our profitability, correct? Our profitability of 97% to shoot to 100%, right? And they currently, as Sophia is mentioning, is already sitting at 2%. So we would be overall sitting at an overall running profitability of 99%, right? If it hits 3%, we are able to achieve the 100% target. Since the last 3 days, we have been analyzing when are we going to hit the 3%, the 3-digit profitability factor. And hopefully maybe by today or tomorrow, hopefully, fingers crossed, we are able to hit 100% profitability, right? We did look at the overall sentiment of what the index is showing, still bearish, and that is why we keep reiterating again and again and again that very, very, very important to keep in mind that if the markets are not performing, we have given you extraordinary results, right? in the in the form of hot stocks. But since the market is still bearish and people are like, but Harsh, we are not confident to enter the Indian markets, or we want other markets to look at. And that is what we keep talking about, and that is where we had talked about how the gold market, look at the way the prices have just been shooting up. Every day the price is becoming more and more expensive, right? We looked at why the Indian share market has certain disadvantages in terms of timing, in terms of leverage. So compared to that, in terms of the forex and the gold markets, when you have more advantages, we are trying to showcase our potential. Our main focus is for you to come onto our brokerage platform. If we can provide you value in the Indian share market, you very well can be rest assured that we can provide you with more value in the forex and gold market. So please, people, I hope today's session has been of good, understanding. For people who are still looking at Evantil, make sure, get ready. If you do are, if you're itchy to close the trade today, it's your call. You can do what it is, what you feel good. But at the end, are you making money? And the answer is yes. So please, take this. I'm pretty much sure, if Sophia is sitting at around 50 to 55% profitability, this trade will take it to 57, correct? 55 to 57% profitability. Those numbers are quite significant, right? Compared to other people who make an average of around anywhere between 5 to 20% per annum we are able to provide you with such a strong profitability ratio of 97 in less than 2 months. So please understand the power, please understand the significance, the benefits that we are providing to you. So I hope people have understood. Make sure to attend the third live streaming session, and that we would be talking again about the US elections. We might even talk about technical analysis also, but we will see. But there is going to be a lot of information that has to be discussed. Remember, it's the end of the month, and there might be some certain surprises which might be coming up to you. So stay tuned for the third live streaming session, right? We have live streaming sessions all the way from Monday till Friday, making sure that Harsh provides you with live streaming sessions every day for 3 times a day, right? Once in the morning, once in the afternoon, once the market is about to close. That is currently the one that is going to get concluded in some time. And the third live streaming session that will take place after the markets have concluded. If you have any doubts in terms of timings, in terms of any queries, please write down in the chat box, or you can get back to my assistants, and they would be they would gladly help you in any query that you get to us. So I hope everyone had a great afternoon. I'm looking forward for a great evening. Remember, today is 31st. Today is Diwali. So again, I wish each and every one of you a very, very happy Diwali. All right. So I will see you in the third live streaming session. And until then, namaste and take care. See you.